Hi everyone, it's me Ayin. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I'm gonna answer a few questions. Yesterday I asked from you guys on what you want to know about my business journey. So I hope this would be helpful for any of you guys who is wondering how to actually start a business, how I came up with the idea and sort, and those kind of things. So let's get started. Okay, so question number one. How did you start it and why phone cases? So I receive a lot of questions regarding this topic. So I'm just gonna summarize it and make it into one. So basically, Cases by the BF started because I was once a frustrated customer. Back then in 2015, I was using Android, and then I was running a different business. I was selling like a dream catcher shawl, and then I wanted to self-reward myself with an iPhone. And the funny thing is, the only reason I wanted to upgrade to iPhone was because phone cases for iPhones are much more prettier and there are much more options for iPhones. That is only the reason why I wanted to upgrade to iPhone. It sounds silly, but I know most of people are like that. When I finally changed to iPhone, I was super excited. I went straight away to like the small stalls in the mall to find a phone case seller. I straight away and went there and asked the seller if they have like phone cases for an iPhone 6. I was really surprised that the options are quite limited. Knowing in my head, I know if I change to iPhone, I'm gonna get better options for phone cases, right? As I was standing there, I was looking at the wall, and I'm like, designs are all very mainstream and super cliche. It's either unicorn, marble, donut. Unicorn, marble, donut. So being me, I have a designer soul. I want something that is unique and special. I don't want to wear something that is mainstream. So that is kind of my style. So when I look at the options, I was super sad because like I said, the only reason I upgraded to iPhone 6 was because I know there are better options for phone cases if I'm using iPhone. So I was super sad, and then I went back. I tried to search online. That was when I tried to search on Instagram. I searched for a phone case seller. So most of it are Malaysian sellers. There were a lot of options for phone cases. There were pretty ones, and they are available for my model. And the only thing that turns me off is that it says there, pre-order, you have to wait at least 2 weeks. So I'm like, that turns me off because when I buy something online, I want it to ship as soon as possible. I'm not gonna wait 2 weeks for it to arrive to Malaysia and then the seller have to post it to us. No, I'm not gonna wait that long for a phone case. So I decided to scratch that and I went to Google. That was when it became more interesting because when you search on Google, the search engine will lead you to like international websites, and when you start to enter the international market, prices will be in USD. So being a Malaysian, you can imagine how expensive it is. So I came across a lot of international brands selling phone cases. They mark all the check boxes that I have in mind. The designs are unique. It's available for almost all phone models, but the only thing that makes me not wanting to buy it was because of the price. It's too expensive. I'm okay with it being affordable. Expensive, that is affordable, but the price range for a phone case, can you imagine 50 USD for a phone case? That's not it. So I was super sad. Like I said in the first place, the only reason I upgraded to iPhone was because I know there are better options for iPhone than Android. So I got frustrated and I told myself, if it's this hard, I might as well just start my own brand. That was how Cases by WF was born. It was because I was once a frustrated customer. I saw the hole in the market, I saw the opportunity, and suddenly it became like a business idea to me. Why not I start a brand selling phone cases with unique designs that speaks to the designer soul. So when I started Cases by WF, the thing that I have in mind is that I want it to be available for Androids, not only iPhones. We don't want to be phone racist here, so that everyone can have the chance to wear unique designs, special edition designs, limited edition designs. That was my aim. Then I added to the list, I want my phone case brand to be ready stock so that people don't have to wait like 2 weeks for a phone case. It's too long and it will turn off customers. I want it to be readily available in 2 to 3 days so that customers could get the cases as soon as possible. Like, to be honest, who likes to wait? Am I right? And then thirdly, I want to make sure the price is on par with the value that we give. Since the design is unique, it's going to be on the luxury side, but we make it very affordable so that people could appreciate what we offer in terms of protection, in terms of the quality, and also in terms of the branding and packaging. I want to make it very special that people would remember the brand for what we offer more than just a phone case seller. I want to start that. So that was when my mind started working, and I started telling my parents about my idea of selling phone cases. At first, my dad didn't believe me. He was like, "Are you sure?" Because he's an engineer, so he's like a very black and white kind of people. You need to show facts to make him understand what you want to do in life. So mostly I went ahead and used all of the money that I earned from my previous business, a startup company, to sell Cases by WF. So a lot of you have been asking me, why Cases by WF? What is WF? Why Cases by WF? It goes way back, way before I started Cases by WF. Like I said, I have a previous business called Wallflower Store. So WF stands for Wallflower, and Wallflower is my company's name. Wallflower Sdn Bhd. And a lot of you have been asking me, what is Wallflower? Why Wallflower? So to me, Wallflower has significant meaning to me because growing up, I used to be a wallflower. I am super introvert. I am super shy to the point that I was super scared to even pay at the cashier. My mom was so worried about me to the point that it's not healthy for my future. How am I going to bring myself forward? How am I going to sell myself, if I want to work one day? As time goes by, because of business, it made me come out of this little cocoon and bloom into this flower I am today, sort of. So that is the history behind why Wallflower is super significant to me. Thus, Cases by WF. Cases by Wallflower. The Wallflower is basically me. So yeah, to answer your question. So like I said, when I started Cases by WF, I wanted the brand to have all the things that I've listed because I know there's a hole in the market. There's no particular brand who would check all the boxes that I wanted. So I know it's going to do great. So number one lesson, always do your research, guys. You need to come up with something. When you want to sell something, you need to understand that you need to find a problem in the market, find a solution, list it all down, find the resources. So what you need to do is take the opportunity and quickly make it as a product and start a brand straight away. Because the sooner you start the brand, the higher chance of you to be the pioneer in the industry. Because when I did my research, I find that a lot of phone cases brand, they only focus on making protective cases. They never think about the aesthetics value, the overall appeal to it. So if you're having a trouble finding a right business idea, I recommend you to go out and go to malls, go to places, just go anywhere to find inspiration. Look at the things that is readily available and ask questions to yourself. If only they make it bigger, if only they make it taller, if only they have it ready stock, if only they have it for iPhones. This kind of things will definitely trigger ideas that could lead to amazing business ideas. Next is to take action, find resources, do surveys, take samples from suppliers and release them. That's how I came up with business, and that's how Cases by WF was born. Okay, so second question is, how do you keep yourself motivated? Okay, to me, how I keep myself motivated is to have a big why. A big why is basically you need to have a solid reason, a strong reason on why you started the business. Because anyone who started the business, of course, they have their own reasons, right? Maybe you need to find financial support for yourself. That's why you started a business. Maybe you're dreaming of, building an empire for yourself, for your family, for your generations to come. Or maybe, the reason you started a business was to help your family, you want to have a better living. So all of this is a really good step before actually starting a business. So when I started my business, I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing. One of the things that keep me motivated is because growing up, I like to lead projects, in university years. I like to volunteer myself to be a leader of a group and manage a project. So I can't imagine myself working under people. That's just not my style. If I could change it, I would definitely go independent and start my own company, even from scratch. I am willing to do that as long as I don't have to work under people. So that is somehow my motivation to keep on going. It depends on that person. Sometimes they have different reasons. Sometimes they different things in life. I can't just sit at one place and focus on one thing. That's not my style. I like to multitask. I like to challenge myself. And it's really hard if you're starting from bottom. I know it's not for me, so I took that as a motivation, to work really hard on what I'm doing, and it keeps me going every single time. So if I ever feel like demotivated or whenever I feel down, I would make myself remember why I started in the first place. That will keep you going. Okay, so question number 3. What was the biggest challenges running a business? Personally, for me, the biggest challenge was when in 2018, I think, when giant factories in China stole our designs on our website, and it was the worst experience I've ever experienced, because when you see your designs, your hard work, your illustrations being ripped off by not small companies but giant factories in China, you can't really do much. And also, I've learned a big lesson there that intellectual property is really important. You need to secure yourself, you need to register your designs. But like I said, I was just building up the company and we're not capable of paying for patents yet, but we did trademark our logo. They were super smart. They removed my logo, but they took our designs, so that's kind of sad. Yeah, that is one of the most challenging phase I've ever experienced. Okay, question number 4. What was the greatest achievement that you were proud of? Okay, the greatest achievement that I'm proud of for my business specifically is definitely our recent collaboration last November with Yuna, Excuses Better Be Up. I would never imagine in a million years that I would ever collaborate with a celebrity. I do see it coming, but I never thought that 2020 would be the year. I never thought it would be this soon. A lot of things happened in 2020, and I was in the verge of giving up at some point, because I'm not sure if we could really sustain the business in the pandemic. But surprisingly, during the pandemic, the sales would triple, and I couldn't be more grateful than that. And suddenly, when Yuna said they agreed, she's interested to collaborate with us, it's like I'm floating on the clouds in the sky. I never thought it would happen. I never thought it would be this soon, and no words could express my excitement when I received a reply from her saying that she's interested with our collaboration, with our proposal. And I never imagined, like I said, I never imagined 5 years later I will be collaborating with her, one-to-one. And not only collaboration, like I said, I'm the creative director for my own brand. I plan the campaigns, I plan the designs, I plan the art direction. I get to do the things that I love personally with her. So we sat down and then we discussed about the art direction. Imagine getting critiques from your own idol. It's like a dream come true, and I am super grateful, alhamdulillah, for the opportunity. And that goes to show that dream as big as you want, because someday you're gonna look back and say, I'm glad I believed in myself. I'm glad I believe in my own dreams, because back then people were like looking down on me and saying that I won't go far in the design industry, that I won't have a stable life, doing creative things. Okay, question number 5. What's your favorite part about running your own company? Okay, my favorite part about running my own company would definitely be the creative freedom that I have. Like I said, I'm the creative director. I design every single design that you see on our website, and I plan all of the campaigns. I'm in charge of all the illustrations, the directions, the mood boards and everything, the look and feel. It's always been a dream of mine to be a creative director, and I know if I were to start from the bottom as a fresh graduate, it's gonna take 5 to 6 years maybe to become a creative director, and to be given the opportunity to have my own creative freedom, my own direction, and for my own company is a huge blessing, and I am forever grateful, alhamdulillah, because this is what I've always wanted since since I discovered that I'm really passionate about design, about graphic design, about art, about all of things involving creativity. This is like my dream job, and I'm so happy that I get to be in this position right here, right now. But bear in mind, it wasn't like a walk in the park. It took me 5 years to build something out of nothing, and people were downgrading my choice. People were questioning my choice. They say like, are you serious? You want to sell phone cases for a living? But I'm the type of person who doesn't really care what people say, because what I decide from my own life is for myself, and it doesn't affect their life. So at the end of the day, I know I will be the one who will be facing all the challenges in life. Okay, next question. What makes Cases by WF different from other phone case brands in the market? So what makes us different from other phone case sellers is that number one, we redefine phone cases. We don't see phone cases as just another layer to protect your phone, but it's more of a canvas where you can self-express yourself with the styles and aesthetics that you like. On par with our tagline, cool cases for cool people. I want people to look at Cases by WF as a brand who encourages self-expression, and also to encourage people to be proud of who they are. And another thing that makes it special is that every design, every collection, every collaboration, it will always have a story behind it. Because personally, to me as a designer, I see design as a way to communicate without saying words. When you see the design, you'll straight away understand what it's about, without reading the descriptions. The first impression really matters. The design, the colors you choose, the concept that you chose, the direction that you chose. It's all about the whole package. It's not just about a case. And like I said, I always imagine Cases by WF to be a brand that will always make an impact to the community. Okay, next question. Where do you see Cases by WF in 5 years' time? In 5 years' time, I imagine Cases by WF would, be known globally. So I'm hoping that we could, land more collaborations in the future. Maybe like big brands like Starbucks, McDonald's, maybe Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, all those big brands, and prove to people that a local brand can really go global. Another thing is that I wanted Cases by WF to be on billboards. Although people say that the traditional marketing doesn't really work, but I don't know, it's just my personal preference. I wanted Cases by WF to be on billboards across Malaysia and also the world. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start a business? My advice is to always, like I said, always do it differently. Don't jump into trends. If you're planning to start a pizza business, for example, instead of selling the same round-shaped pizza, why not a love-shaped pizza? Especially if the market is quite saturated. If you nail this part, I'm sure it's easier for your business to penetrate the market. So that is all from me. I really hope all of you enjoyed this sharing session from me. If I can do it, you can do it too. If Yuna can make it big internationally, Malaysian brands can do it globally as well. Trust the process, never give up. So I wish all of you the best, and good luck to any of you who wants to start a business. So yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!